Now, King Charles III has been diagnosed with a form of cancer, and he will be suspending his public duties to undergo treatment. Buckingham Palace has announced that King Charles III has been diagnosed with a form of cancer. He will be suspending his public duties to undergo treatment. The announcement has come a week after the 75-year-old sovereign was discharged from a London hospital after a procedure to treat an enlarged prostate. The palace has not disclosed what form of cancer he has, but confirmed that the cancer was detected in the course of that procedure. A schedule of regular treatments have commenced, and on the advice of doctors, public-facing duties have been postponed. King Charles will undertake state business and official paperwork. According to the release issued by the palace, he remains wholly positive about his treatment and looks forward to returning to full public duty as soon as possible. Global Affairs analyst Benga Onifade joins me live from the United Kingdom. Thank you for joining us on the news this hour. How much of a concern is this diagnosis generating in the UK?
First of all, good evening and thanks for having me. So I must say it's actually quite a big concern. What the Buckingham Palace has actually said was, was the obvious, which is the monarchy is strong, or the monarch is strong and will carry out his duties despite the health setbacks. But you've got to understand, hours earlier, his daughter-in-law, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, he was driven away from the same private hospital after an abdominal surgery. And I think for several months, if at all, there's been a global media speculation over the health of the king, who we probably just recently known as the king, or who's been waiting for that time to ascend the throne. And unfortunately, this sad news. So there has been actually it has been taken as quite a big deal. And of course, given his age as well, I think there has been speculation, or there has been a few gaggles about how you would think someone of this age just having to take on a full-time role, but thereabout, but that's where we are right now, and yeah, it is a bit of a big concern, but we are wishing him well.
Prior to this diagnosis, the king decided to go public with his prostate treatment. We understand the aim is to encourage more men to get prostate checks. Is he expected to be as open with this one?
The king has actually said it will be open. Currently we have about 375,000 cases in the UK every year. With about 1,000 cases of cancer, and I think for which majority of them tend to survive. The king has actually said yes, he will go public about it. Number one is to create awareness, and number two, he said of course, to create awareness. Number one, of course, to prevent people from speculation, and of course, assist public understanding of this disease, which hasn't really fully got a cure. So he's expected. The last time it was found, it was seen in the open. There has been the odd bubbles of debates about what's going on, or speculations. But it was kind of candor when it was asked. I didn't really say much. So how was it found? How was this found out? It was just a normal or regular check for prostate enlargement in a private hospital. They haven't said much. He's expected to be public eventually when it's all known.
So the palace says he's expected to continue his constitutional role, including paperwork and private meetings, but it will pause his public events. How significantly will this affect the office of the head of state?
Well, so there are two ways. So when it comes to in contact meetings, that would literally just have to be paused at the moment. There are what they call the red boxes, which is still sent to see. There's the weekly meetings with the prime minister that has to stop at the moment. So you've got to say he's actually undertaking light work as advised by the doctors. But the wife, the queen, is actually still on full-time role as we speak. But the key things you've got to understand is that in order for the king to if you're going to say abdicate, really, there has to be what they call a regent, a regent act, or a regent has to be allocated. But there is a regent act which has been written But this actually says if the king is incapacitated of them in the mind or the body, then of course you've got, I think we have about 5 people have to decide, which is the Queen Camilla. You've got 3 senior legal representative figures, and a politician. If 3 of them have to appear from those 5, if 3 of them decide that yes, the king should set back, then of course the Regent Act would have to be conferred, and then of course we have King. We would have Prince William, who will be the king, in ascension after that, really. But you've got to understand also, this is a role he's been waiting on all his life. But also, one important thing is the royals. They tend to put, the nation over their personal obligation or family. So it's quite important. But there are rules or steps to follow in order not to break the code of anything that's going to go wrong or not to affect the work that's being done here.
Global